Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at the Mortal Will event and how you can of course beat the Battle of Fate mission for the Mortal Will event. Now the Battle of Fate mission is pretty tough. Battle of Fate's a pretty small category, so we're quite heavily reliant on the superhero duo. The Trunks is also Battle of Fate, which obviously, you know, the new physical Trunks is also Battle of Fate, so that's also quite a crucial step, especially considering the Int Trunks that you face early on has obviously got a big type weakness. Now, something that's quite important when you're facing this boss Trunks, essentially, you know, something that's quite significant is the, like, how can I say, fact that to prevent his physical phase you need to a certain extent do you know, a couple multiple super attacks, and it's quite important. Like, doing multiple super attacks really does have a considerable effect on his ability to turn into the physical phase. It takes it from being, you know, the second turn to being, you know, the third or fourth turn. It does reach its limit, so naturally you are kind of prevented from indefinitely putting him off. But it is, you know, quite crucial if you're looking at mitigating the speed at which he gets to that point. You know, that one extra turn does kind of matter quite significantly. Now, in terms of Battle of Fate, obviously you can see the team here. You still need a good team to take this on, so it's not even like you can, you know, take on the team with a, you know, like relatively weak units. Like, when I looked at the free-to-play options for this, they weren't necessarily the best. So it is, you know, again, it comes down to that question of, you know, what units you have and how you can make it work. I think super crucially to this, probably the unit I think is most crucial if you especially don't have Trunks, is going to be that Gohan. Yeah, that superhero's Gohan is very important, and the main reason being is he's your big damage dealer a lot of the times. So that Gohan, you know, in lieu of Trunks not being there, is a very big damage dealer that's quite crucial to, you know, your functionality and your team build. So if you don't have that, you do need to be aware of it. But yeah, next we've got the Tech Transforming Trunks. Now obviously he's not great in the int phase. I don't think anyone's going to dispute that, but definitely what I can say is you do maybe want to consider bringing someone else. He's a good damage dealer and he does do good damage and he can do multiple super attacks, but his type weakness and his speed at which he grows is not necessarily good enough, I would say, or doesn't make him a priority pick, let's put it that way. He's still really solid. I like him a lot and you can definitely use him. You need to be careful around this int phase, of course, but once you get past that you should be more than fine. Egeo Gohan's great. Obviously his health threshold is something you need to manage, because his health is going to rapidly determine just how heavily you invest, you know, in this, like, ability for him to be on the main rotation. If your health is staying up, then keeping you on the main rotation isn't an issue. If your health is low or you're being affected, then obviously you will struggle a little bit with the, you know, ability to take him out. So it is something you're going to need to do, for me at least, but overall I think he's still really solid, and a unit that, you know, at the end of the day I think does perform really well in a vast majority of content, at least from my perspective. Of course, you know, all units aside, pretty much the solid team build. I would say that, you know, looking at everything and just kind of assessing the team, there isn't a lot of wiggle room in the category. So if you don't go for this team, Battle of Fate feels a little bit limited. There is some extreme units. I don't find the extreme team to be super appealing, personally speaking. You can run it, it's just not super appealing to me. Also because I don't have some of the necessary units. And yeah, obviously the Tech Piccolo and the Physical Gohan, I find a lot of players summon for them, personally speaking. So I find them to be quite solid as units. And then of course on top of that as well, I do think that accessibility wise, there's a decent level of accessibility for people in using the Super side, because at least you have the strength Vegito, the free-to-play Vegito. He's maybe not pulling up trees or anything, but he's at least accessible and he can do a decent job. So he's at least there. But again, Battle of Fate is very limited. So I do think it's, out of all the challenges, I find it's the one not that favors the new summonable units, but favors you having good summonable units a lot more than some of the other events. But yeah, I mean, to each their own. It's not, super imperative. Like, it's, you don't have to obviously take on the challenge. It's not something you have to do. But I do think it's one of those situations where maybe, like, people, need to maybe consider, like, probably, if they can't do the challenge, waiting until they summon on some more units, because it is one of those, it is one of those where you're kind of stuck now in this situation where you're like, okay, cool, I'm just gonna wait until I have the 1 or 2 units that are gonna make my life easier, especially units like the Physical Trunks and Gohan, who I think are very big because their damage to, or their ability to do damage in the crucial phases, in the phases of the game where you're facing the int Trunks, is quite important. That phase of damage is really crucial overall, because without doing big damage there, without doing like at least a couple bars, I think you leave yourself a bit too much to do during the physical phase of this battle, just because he's really tanky during the physical phase. So I do think maybe that's too much, but again, to each their own. It's just going to depend on what you want to go for. But yeah, for my side, I definitely think this team build's probably not maybe the most successful, but I think is a pretty standard one that most people should be able to get through. You can replace Physical Trunks quite easily. There's a couple good Trunkses. Strength Trunks is a decent option as well that you can rotate out of. However, the physical phase of this fight is very tough, so I do suggest maybe taking a look there and then trying your best to work around it as much as possible. But yeah, to each their own. That's going to be it from me. We are going to be able to finish things off here, which is pretty good, and we're able to get the victory, which is really nice. So it's all good stuff at the end of the day. If you do need any more help, or you're struggling, or you just want some replacement options, you can give me a shout in the comments below and I'll gladly assist you. But until then, basically that's going to be it from me. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. So until then, as always, take care, stay safe, and bye.